Backup offers. What are they? Are they something that can help you as a buyer or a seller? Yes, they can. And how? Well, if you are in a market where you're dealing with multiple offers, whether you are a buyer or a seller, a backup offer is a potential contract that could happen if the initial contract cancels out. So, for example, let's say this listing, as a matter of fact, right now we're dealing with one. We had multiple offers come in. Both of them were pretty identical, but a minor little bit of a difference. And the seller decided, you know what, instead of going back and forth and back and forth, they wanted to execute on the one and offer a backup offer to the buyer that's in second place, changing the terms to what their offer was, but also including a backup contract, which is called the additional clause addendum. Now, why would a seller want to do that? Well, for various reasons. Not every contract that gets executed closes. We are never have been 100% successful on any and all contracts. You hear a lot about a house is back on the market. Well, that's because that first buyer did not follow through. And many reasons why a buyer does not follow through. It could be inspections, it could be financing changes, it could be anything that has to deal with the contract that they're not in favorable of, and even some where a buyer just disappears. And yes, it's possible that buyer may have lost their earnest, but now that contract is canceled and that seller is now back on the market. Well, instead of having to go back on the market, do remarketing, open those doors again, have it shown again, you have a buyer currently right now who is also interested in it. So go ahead, consider that backup offer. Does not mean you have to accept the terms that was presented. You can counter those terms as well as including the backup offer, which is also called the additional clause addendum. Now, for a seller, that's perfect. That's like security, right? In case that one first offer doesn't go through. Now, for a buyer, one would say, well, does that mean I'm stuck with that house and if I find something else that I can be first buyer on? No, you can actually cancel your backup contract. There is a part on that clause that states that if a buyer decides to not proceed anymore, they can send a written cancellation of their offer and rescind it. So why not put your hat on that rack and get your name on that door? And if that first contract doesn't follow through and you're good with the additional terms that was presented as well as the backup clause, go for it. Put your hat on the rack. You have nothing to lose. And let that first buyer do all the inspections. And if they fail to proceed for whatever reason, and the seller discloses those inspection reports to you, that also saves you some more time as well. So hopefully this is helpful to you. If you are in a multiple offer situation and you're not sure what to do, consider that backup contract, that additional clause addendum. Ask your realtor about it. Realtors, if you're not sure how to work those, let us know too. We at the FI team, we're here to help all of our public. Whether it's you, the buyer, the seller that needs to sell your home or buy a home, we're also here to help other realtors as well understand what we've got going on. If you're interested in some more information or have questions, please respond to this video and ask. We're here to help you. This is Deanne Fry with the FI team at West USA Realty.